Welcome to Atlantic Tarot, Virgo. Happy birthday to all of you. We are now in the sign of Virgo. It is the 24th of August. It is Earth, as you well know, and you have just come out of the 12th house. The 12th house is a highly, deeply personal time where we tend to really want to be just on our own. We're not too keen on socializing too much, or we can, but we're a bit more removed. We're a bit more in tune with our psychic, our intuition. Dreams can be quite powerful at this time in the 12th house. It's the time that all the old ancients say that the 12th house is when the spirit world comes very close to our material earthly world. So if you've been feeling like that for the last 4 weeks, that's why. But now you're in your first house. And be careful. All that glitters is not gold, Virgo. Just be careful with the 7 of Cups. If things look too good to be true, they probably are. And this is on that emotional level as well. Because Cups is ruled by rules your emotions, your intuition. So, but knowing Virgos, they're very pragmatic people. They're hard-working people. They are detailed to the nth degree. They don't really like, that kind of overly emotional, gushy type. They're more sort of very methodical plotters. They are. So that is the energy. So just be aware of that. People offering things or, being overly emotional about things, really use that intuition that's been quite powerful in the last 4 weeks. Now you're in your first house of self. So let's see where you are at the moment. Work, standing back, having a look at your year. Obviously, it's your birthday time. A very good time to sort of rake over whatever's been going on in the last 12 months and actually look at what you have created. And you can see just by the picture alone, it's a beautiful sunflower field, and that has been created by yourself. It's thriving, it's wonderful. It's beautiful. So focus on those positives that you have created over the last 12 months. It's a beautiful card, especially to do with work. Well, work sort of rules our lives really, doesn't it? Because that's just what we have to do. But it's always important, I think, to have a look at what you've achieved. Where we tend to, as human beings, we pick on the things that we haven't done. Let's see what's influenced this to come in. The sun. The sun. So the sun is actually the first house. So it sort of shines, as we know, when the sun shines, everyone's sort of in upbeat and in a good mood. But the thing about it's a very much a healing card, the sun. But it's also a card that illuminates everything, especially this kind of, if it looks too good to be true energy. The sun will help you throughout the next 4 weeks to really look at things exactly how they are, warts and all. Sometimes when we go out in the sunlight, things are really glaringly, oh my God, you see every little flaw in something, but you're meant to be doing that this month with the sun. But the other positives of the sun, apart from illuminating things, shining lights into dark corners, it can be very much a yes answer card. So yes, it's like a yes, yes, yes. Whatever question you may have, the answer is yes. Healing as well. Okay, so let's see, July, August, what was happening in the background. And we had the clarity card. So, a bit of clarity. This card always comes in when you've had a bit of a rough trot, especially in terms of mental energy, where it's just been like quite... dear, in Australia here, our hearts go out to those in lockdown in Sydney and Victoria and New South Wales, and really doing it tough, being sort of isolated from the world as they know it at the moment. But this is this clarity of after a difficult time, and plus, you know, we're now coming into spring down this end of the world, so we get that burst of clarity. So things looking up after a difficult sort of time mentally. Very much the mental element is air, so that's very much been going on for a lot of you Virgos. Let's see what's happening. You're not realizing. The Emperor. Control, strategy, status, discipline. It's the Father card. It's the card for the Aries people. So very much about planning strategies, getting where you want to go. But also control is the main sort of word that springs to mind of the Emperor, because he does get to where he wants to go because he's very controlled about how he does things. But then on the other side, it can be a controlling element, or you having to control what goes on at the moment and really control yourselves and just really stick to that, you know, routines and strategy and just getting on and adapting to the way things are. But he's a very powerful card. It's a big card along with the Sun. So, you know, just whatever that means to you, all you individual Virgos out there, I'm sure you'll appreciate how that fits into your world. Let's have a look at the lesson you'll be learning in the next 4 weeks, Virgo birthday people. Oh dear, stuck in the void, steer in the headlights. So make a decision. There's a decision to make. It's not massive. It's a minor card, but you're sort of stalling on something. You need to make that decision to move on. You need to make that decision to say something. Don't sit there and go, oh, I don't know what to do. You have to move on it. Now is the time, especially with the Sun around. Just move, make that decision and move on. It might be a painful decision as well, and we're always chewing and throwing, going, oh no, I can't do it today. I'll deal with that tomorrow. But it's kind of like it's blindfolded you into, you know, that corner where you just, you know, you can't sort of seem to confront it really, but you need to. Because the Sun is affecting the whole reading, so it's saying, well, come on, you know, just do it. First week of September, we have the 3 of Coins. So spiritual learning, working well with others, getting on well, working, you know, even if you're just at home. These days, a lot of people are working from home, things like that. But just keeping that wheel turning, just getting on with what you have to do. Working well within the environment that you find yourself in at the moment, and just getting on with it. But it's a very positive card, but it's also that card of spiritual learning. So teacher, student, are you the teacher or who's the student? It's that kind of a learning card. Even though it's a minor card, it carries a lot of weight in the spiritual realm of our lives. Let's see what's happening that you're not realizing. Your moral compass. Use your moral compass at all times, especially when we have this pesky 7 of Cups. Looks too good to be true card. What do you really feel about it? Do you want to do it or don't you want to do it? But you have to follow your intuition and your moral compass. Absolutely. It's a really important card, and it's sitting down here hidden away. It's hidden sort of. But so just remember that. It's really, you've got to sort of bring that out of your back pocket. That's your trump card to deal with this month. It's your moral compass. What's right for you, in other words. How other people see you. Feeling a bit out of sorts, feeling a bit left out. But that obviously has been that 12th house that you've just been through. As I said earlier, you know, it's almost a time where you don't feel too much like, you know, shouting from the rooftops, sharing and running around and saying, you know, all sorts of things. You're feeling a bit more sort of left out in the cold type of energy, but that does go along with the 12th house. So maybe that's other people thinking, oh, I haven't heard from them for a while, or what's been going on. But that is a highly personal time, the 12th house, so that would make sense that that's how others see you. What you're feeling positive about? Oh, familial business, like the 10 of Cups is very much the facade of the family, the happy family, you know, and it can be a wonderful card, but then also you just scratch the surface and there's always stuff going on behind the scenes with families. We're always comparing and saying, oh, their family is better than ours, they're so wonderful, but is it really? No, everyone's got their stuff. So, you know, and I think here with you, that's sort of been very much on your doorstep, especially I'm reading too for the New South Wales people and the Victorians, those that have really been stuck at home with the family, or, you know, just this mundane sort of energy where things, you know, because you're not sort of able to do much, and that does engender feelings of like, oh my God, I love you to death, but you're just driving me insane. It's okay though, that's what happens. The outcome, so once we get into 3rd week of September, we have Libra and we have the Magician, the Spirit Messenger. So he comes in, also, yeah, there may be an offer coming through for you. There may be something coming through. It's a major card, so there may be some sort of offer where you're thinking, should I, shouldn't I? Should I, shouldn't I? Yeah, just weigh it up. It's potential versus risk. That's, you know, and maybe this too is a lot to do with family obligations there, and then this comes along. Virgo, of all the signs, I feel that you will, you know, you will go through it with the fine-tooth comb and find, you know, you'll make the right decision. But, you know, with it comes, it's that weighty decision where not everything is going to be smooth sailing. Whatever this new thing is, you've got all the potential, but the risk as well is there that you're going to have to sort of trade off, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to put a card on this 2 of Swords to see what this decision is actually about, Virgo. The Queen of Coins. So yeah, very much it could be. It's very the female. She is the homemaker, the lady, the mother at home, looking after the children or just the little ones or whatever, and she's there. And then she's sort of thinking, oh yeah, but I probably need a bit of an outlet. I need to maybe, you know, go back to, I need to sort of just, I don't know. Something very much to do with that homely version, especially for the female Virgos, but the male Virgos also just think about your other half and what's going on there, you know, with her. Is she, you know, she's at home, she's doing everything, everything's wonderful on the surface, but she might need a little something extra if she can, you know, just to relieve the life in a way, if you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, let's see your message for your birthday. Detachment. Manifest plainness. Embrace simplicity. Reduce selfishness. Have few desires. When you are able to identify the natural tendency of the wanting mind for more, you will not be caught up in negative emotions when they are unfulfilled. So keep everything very simple, Virgo, as you do. Have a great birthday. Just enjoy. It's a good reading, but yeah, there are elements of where you have to sort of get back in control a bit. Happy birthday again. Thank you very much for listening.